Hey guys, welcome back to Overanalyzing Steven Universe. Today, we're going to be talking about the third episode, Cheeseburger Backpack. This is the first episode that makes me laugh consistently. Several moments in the episode still make me laugh, no matter how many times I rewatch. And because there is no property damage in this episode and no one really seems to own the Sea Spire, I have no math to do. Woo! Unlike the other 3 episodes, there will be no prologue of my thoughts and feelings about the series as a whole. This time, we're just jumping right in. The animation in this episode is obviously a huge shift from the last 2, and it's hilarious. So many frames are so cursed, but the animation really sells the comedic parts of the episode. I also really enjoy the energy of this episode overall. It's the perfect balance of playful, serious, fantastical, and mundane.
Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl think I shouldn't go on magic adventures because I don't know how to use my gem powers.
That seems reasonable.
I agree. So many cursed frames.
What? I'm a gem!
This is one of the jokes that still makes me laugh. I think Pearl's character writing in this episode is really funny too. She is constantly trying to decipher Steven's behaviors and is consistently surprised by him. This episode is our first out-of-Beach City location. I think it's a pretty cool place. Gym magic creating a barrier around the tower looks awesome, and I have to wonder how humans aren't aware or trying to explore this. I know the History Channel would be all over this place, talking about how mermaids used to live here.
It wasn't like this 100 years ago.
Does this line mean they haven't been here in 100 years? How long have they known about this deadline? Why wait until the last minute? This plan seems like a bad idea for Steven's first test mission. Shouldn't they have gone a few days earlier at least? So many cursed frames.
All right, hold on. We're taking Steven back.
That seems reasonable.
Steven! This place is your heritage. I want you to stay and help, but you've really got to take this seriously. Can you do that, Steven?
You got it, dude!
Yes.
Enough.
This is one of those scenes I mentioned earlier where Pearl is trying to decipher Steven's behaviors. She genuinely can't tell if he means it or not, but she's going to try to give him the benefit of the doubt anyway. I think it's a nice touch to show how terrified Steven is after making the jump successfully. He really wants the gems to believe that he is capable of coming on missions too. And this is probably the first big sign of Steven's problematic behaviors that end up compounding his trauma. But it's totally understandable. As a kid, you want to be taken seriously and have the same privileges and freedoms as an adult, even if you are not ready to shoulder the responsibility of what it means for your mental health. Steven is an extreme case, but I think that feeling is well represented here. He really looks up to the gems, and he's seeking their affection, trust, and approval through these reckless behaviors. And he is immediately rewarded for this behavior with words of affirmation and physical affection. Hard to say if this is the appropriate response for the gems to have.
Oh, and this had a head. Oh, Steven.
I mean, honestly, it looks pretty epic like that.
Who's that, Goobers?
Crystal shrimp.
Here's some more of Pearl being shocked by Steven's behavior. Her meticulous planning probably barely would have worked, honestly, but I want to know where this was going. Why Garnet on the ceiling? Was Pearl going to dance for them? What was Steven to do, tiptoe through the crowd?
Steven, that's so sensible!
This part also gets me. Just the palpable sadness as Steven watches it float away. Mommy. Oh, fuck. I'm not even gonna retake that. That one's perfect. Are the gems not capable of making this jump?
We can clear this easily.
Did they want to give Steven the chance to figure it out? This is background material. This is so beautiful.
And the moon is almost overhead. It's not too late to save this piece of history.
I see. Maybe it is a very specific time sort of thing, and not just something that they put off until the last possible minute. I'm not sure though, so I guess I'll leave my earlier question in the video anyway. I feel his guilt and panic in this scene so much it hurts. I feel like seeing Garnet this shocked doesn't sit well with me. Shouldn't she have seen this coming? I know she sees multiple different outcomes, but maybe she should have made sure he had it before leaving the house if this was one of the more prominent possibilities. And if I'm to believe that her future vision is worth its salt, then this should have been the most prominent outcome in her mind. As usual, the Crooniverse killed it again with the sound design. The music here goes from beautiful, mystical piano to this foreboding, anxiety-inducing, dreadful, Love Like You reprise type shit.
Could that work?
Dude, what are you saying? There's a possibility that it could have worked? We're in the wrong timeline. So this is a point Supersonic 1014 brought up in their video about Cheeseburger Backpack. I think it is so fucking funny that this doll is programmed with an about to be exploded sound. I think it's interesting that the water breaks away in chunks, the same way it does when Labus puts the ocean back. Oh, and the water damage.
This is all my fault. I broke it.
No, Steven.
Well, yeah, it kinda is. But it's also kinda their fault for using this as a test for him. Also, should the gems be floating? Do they have air trapped in their light bodies? I feel like they should just sink to the ocean floor and be able to walk around. They don't really seem to be paddling or anything, so... Well, it's nice to see them support him anyways. In conclusion, this episode, like every other Steven Universe episode, is adorable. I think that exploring gem artifacts and important places is really interesting, and I enjoyed revisiting this episode. The animation is absolutely unhinged, and I'm here for it. It makes the jokes in this episode 10 times funnier. Some things make less sense the more you know, like that Garnet should be using future vision and that the gems could have fused into Alexandrite to keep Steven safe from the ocean collapsing in on the tower, and also to get home in considerably less time than a 3-hour paddle. But I'm not gonna worry too hard about that stuff. This episode gets a mid-high rank. Thanks for coming back. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Maybe at some point I'll fall into a rhythm with these videos and upload a bit more regularly, but at the moment, I'm just going where the dopamine takes me. So I'm gonna take my time producing this series so that I don't get burned out, because I'm making this series for fun, and if it stops being that, I probably won't continue. But for the time being, I do enjoy making these, even if editing makes me angry sometimes. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye!